Right, let's waste no time. Let's crack on with it. Yarmolenko out, Braithwaite in, or at least a striker, and possibly Dembele in. Olivier Giroud fancies his chances now. Fancies West Ham. Now he's 84. He thinks he'll play for West Ham. And James Tarkowski at Burnley has decided that maybe West Ham aren't crap after all. He might. He's given Moyes a glimmer of hope. Oh, really? Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. I wonder why. I wonder why he would do such a thing. Anyway, before we get to that, we have been linked with a Dembele. And when I say a Dembele, there are hundreds. I mean, there are hundreds of them. There are so many Dembeles that the website and magazine 90 Minutes actually has a top 10. The top 10 best Dembeles in football. That's how many there are. There are hundreds. I just said that, didn't I? So anyway, there we go. Which one are we after? Well, typical West Ham, rather than us having a bit of variety, rather than us going for a different Dembele, we've decided to go for the Dembele who we were linked with previously. But by my estimations, this is the third best of all the Dembeles. I'm not sure we need a Dembele, quite frankly. I think we may need a striker. I think we're going to buy a striker. We'll get into that in a little while. But this is one of the reasons why I think the Yarmolenko deal might happen. There's a Turkish club, unnamed. They're probably called Dembele as well. FC Dembele. Dembele Rovers from Turkey are interested in Andrei Yarmolenko. I think we might sell him because I think we can play Big Thomas Souček up as striker and put someone else in midfield. And the possibilities are endless. So, in fact, I'm not going to talk about Dembele just yet. I'm going to tell you about Braithwaite, Martin Braithwaite, journeyman. We have been linked with this lad so many times, probably more than Dembele. I wonder how many times I've said Dembele already in this video. I'm going to be saying it a lot more. I can tell you that now. Martin Braithwaite's a journeyman. Realistically, I would say there's no way this is going to happen. There's no sell-on value to him. He's 29, he's 30, something like that. He's the wrong age. Not as old as Olivier Giroud, to be fair. Now, we were linked to him before he went to Barcelona. Don't make the mistake. He didn't sign for Barcelona because he was brilliant. He signed for Barcelona because they were desperate. That's basically what happened there. He went in. It hasn't worked out. Why would it work out? He's not going to go in there and oust Messi from the team. Whoever was there. Was it Suarez was there when he first joined? It was an emergency signing because people got injured. Hasn't happened. And anyway, he's available on free. I could actually see it happening. To pay money for him? No. Not at all. We ain't got money to pay for that sort of player. But on a free, yeah, I can see it happening. You won't convince me otherwise. I'm sure Sebastian Haller's time is up at West Ham. I think Moyes will say the nice things. I think he will say the right things. While Sebastian Haller's still around, it'd be a fool not to. He wants to try and get a tune out of him up until Mikel Antonio comes back. Then realistically, the transfer window's just around the corner. He's going to do something in it. Are we going to be able to spend a ton of money? No. So actually, a loan signing or someone in on a free, I think we could possibly make it happen. I just think that what we've got to make sure we do is, if you remember when we looked at yesterday's video, we looked at some of Pellegrini's signings and people like Sanchez and Jetty and people like that. It's very important that we don't get in a 29, 30-year-old on a 4-year contract under £100 a week. So we can get Braithwaite in, but let's do it. Let's do it cleverly, not that cleverly, obviously. Now, what I do think is also the case is we're going to look at the Dembeles in a second, and we've been linked with the one that was at Celtic, basically. If I just scroll down my little list of Dembeles here, he's a guy that was at Fulham. Then he went to Celtic, if you remember. Then he got a massive move to France. Now, we were rumoured to be signing him. Moussa Dembele. There are actually two Moussa Dembeles, by the way, and he's at Lyon. Can't get into the team at Lyon. Sporadic. He's not one of the main men there, which is a player of much promise. Everyone was after him. The funny thing is, I believe Lyon signed him from Celtic for 22 million, and now they're asking for 25 to 30. Despite the fact that his value has gone down. They don't seem to understand. His value hasn't appreciated, it's depreciated. So they ain't going to get that. But even regardless, even if you would consider that they might accept what they paid for him or a little bit less, we ain't got 20 million to spend. Well, I say we won't. We've been borrowing. We've been doing payday loans. We've been going down to pawnbrokers. David Sullivan's been going down to pawnbrokers with Karen Brady in his arm saying, how much for this, governor? That's what's been going on because we've been taking out some loans. Now, I'm going to investigate. I'm definitely more Inspector Clouseau than Sherlock Holmes, put it that way. But I'm going to have a little look into it, scratch below the surface, and see why we're borrowing this money, how much money we've borrowed, what it's for, why we're doing it. But it seems we are borrowing money against next year's TV deal. We're borrowing money off of next month's wages, basically, in your terms and my terms. That being said, I don't think we've got 20 odd million to spend on a player. So I would imagine that Dembele won't be happening if it's a permanent deal. A loan with an option to buy, yes, but we already have one of those, or an obligation to buy. The more I find out about it, we are unlikely to be able to pull out this Benrahma deal. I don't want us to. We shouldn't pull out of it. I hope he plays. He's brilliant, and that's it. But there's not another sneaky 20 million quid hanging, whatever, just falling down the side of the sofa, lift up the cushion and find it there. There's not money there for that, which is why I think the Braithwaite one is a lot more realistic. It's just clear to me, as I say about Haller, that David Moyes wants someone very mobile and to run around like that. Doesn't mean rapid. I'm not convinced that Dembele, there are many quick Dembeles. I would say this Dembele is a 7.5, 8 out of 10 for speed. He's not in the Dembele scale. This is not one of the faster Dembeles. Musa, not the Musa Dembele that played for Tottenham, by the way, and Fulham. How confusing is that? Fulham had two players called Musa Dembele playing for him. Also two Sessignons, but that's another story. I tell you something more confusing. Celtic have also got a Dembele, but not the one they just sold. There's Dembeles everywhere. Everywhere. Anyway, so, what was I talking? Well, I was probably talking about Dembeles, wasn't I? Even though he's not fast, he's mobile. He will move around. He'll do a lot of running. He's busy. Don't run, don't play. As David Moyes likes to say, albeit in a Scottish accent. Don't run, don't play, is what he says to his players in a sort of, in a nasty, he's nice but nasty. An iron fist in a velvet glove. Sounds painful. The greatest of all the Dembeles is Ousmane Dembele. He went to Barcelona as well. It's like, have you ever played a game 6 stages of separation? You could just play the Dembele game and they all link back to one another. Easy enough. Ousmane Dembele. Signed from Borussia Dortmund. For Barcelona. Barcelona signed him a lot of money. 140 million something. A lot of money. He flopped as well. He's only 22. I'd like that Dembele. The second best Dembele is a guy called Musa Dembele, not our one. He's a guy that played for Belgium, played for Tottenham. What a player he was. He was a proper Dembele, that one. The finest of all the Dembeles, apart from Ousmane, who was a fantastic one. Then next is our one, Musa Dembele. It's getting confusing. I hope you're following this, by the way. Very good. Now, listen, I'll tell you this now. Fine form for Fulham in a championship prompted the Scottish champion Celtic to take the striker north of the border. He scored 25 goals in 50 games for Celtic. Not bad, is it? The next Dembele is a Karamoko Dembele. Of course, he plays for Celtic. He's 16 years of age. Basically, when Gio used to play me at FIFA, Gio used to invent these players and he used to make them you build them yourselves, and they were 100 for speed and 100 out of 100 for technique and little and buzzy and wingers. And this is basically like a player that Gio would create. This Karamoko Dembele, 16 years of age, very, very good player. I've actually seen him play. Excellent. And let's not forget number 5, Mana Dembele, who I've forgotten this. He's in France as well, I think. He plays for Nancy. Not a lady. He don't play for a lady called Nancy. There is a team called Nancy. Nice. Nice. I wonder if... See, what you would need is lots of players with girls' names, like Carol, to play for Nancy. I wonder if Nancy could have a team, no Dembeles at all, but just everyone with a girl's name. You never know. Siriki Dembele, of course, is the 6th best of all the Dembeles. He, 6 degrees of separation, he's the older brother of Komodo Dragon Dembele. What's it? Karamoko Dembele. Okay. Siriki's the older brother of the young lad, meant to be the best young player in world football at Celtic. Malale Dembele. That is it. I didn't stutter then. Malale Dembele. Oh, he is a... Oh, hold on. He plays for Nancy as well. Nancy have got 2 Dembeles. They're not following the rule of only having players with ladies' names very well, Nancy, are they? Bira Dembele. And that's spelled B-I-R-A. You thought it was Bira. But funnily enough, that is actually the Turkish and, oh my goodness, the Belgium word for beer. So he is actually called beer. He's basically Lager Dembele. Who's he play for? I've forgotten. Stevenage. He plays for Stevenage. Muhammadu Dembele. A fine Dembele. Plays for Paris Saint-Germain, actually. And, hold on. He's moved to Red Bull Salzburg. Oh, he hasn't. He's gone to FC Liefering. I don't. He's a career seems to be going in one direction. He's gone. How did he make the top 9 of all the Dembeles? Mohamedou Dembele. He's gone from Paris Saint-Germain to the Austrian League, and now he's down in. Oh no, he keeps going down as well. He's not doing so well. He's going in the wrong direction. Number 10 of all the Dembeles, Aliou Dembele. Without a shadow of a doubt, the 2nd best central midfielder on the list. He plays in French League 2. Oh my goodness. He's the 2nd Dembele. Oh my word. This team is called Laval, and they have 2 Dembeles. There are many, many Dembeles. Anyway, I'm all Dembele'd out, quite frankly. Before I do, let me just take you through this article here. It's the James Tarkowski one. You have to excuse me. My mouse is not working particularly well. Come on. Long-term Hammers target, James Tarkowski, is seriously weighing up his future, but it's unlikely to be at Burnley. Yeah, funny that. The Irons bid 30 million and 5 million extras. That sounds mighty steep. But it was turned down by Sean Dyche. They said they wanted 50. Also, let's remember, he said he didn't really fancy it. That's the thing. However, the central defender has spoken about how he sees things with 18 months left in his contract. What's he said? Let's find out what he said. We've had 2 transfer windows now where the club have decided for whatever reason that whatever has been offered on the table hasn't been enough, and that's fine because I signed a contract for 4.5 years. He's basically saying there were bids in for me and the club didn't accept it. Well, hold on, sunshine. Hold on. I thought he was very polite, Mr. Tarkowski, but he pretty much said, I only want a Champions League club. He was asked about West Ham. He said, not so much. I want a Champions League club. Not that crappy team that are scrapping down the bottom of the table. He didn't say that. Those are my words, not James Tarkowski's words. But the fact of the matter is that he didn't fancy us. And that's fine. He doesn't have to. But now I just think he's looking at it. He's changing his mind. He's thinking, oh, actually, they're not bad. Actually, West Ham might be better than Burnley. And he's saying, hold on, you didn't accept the bid that came in. I'm sorry. I don't think Paris Saint-Germain were coming in and bidding for him. It's not like Burnley turned down a bid from Manchester United or Celtic. Celtic went bid. Celtic have got so many Dembeles, they wouldn't even bid for Tarkowski anyway. How many Tarkowskis are there? Probably only one. One James Tarkowski. Anyway, the point of the matter is, nobody came in for you apart from West Ham, so don't complain, because the one time that somebody came in and actually put a bid on the table, it wasn't that Burnley turned it down. You pretty much turned around and said, oh, not West Ham, is what happened. So don't complain. Again, I've said it, there's no money in the pot. There is no money in the pot for £35 million for James Tarkowski. It just ain't there. He's got 18 months on his deal. Maybe he's going to have to knuckle down. I don't think anyone's going to come in and pay that sort of money for him. I don't think we need him at the moment. There's not an awful lot wrong with our defence. Ship shape, Bristol fashion. Chelsea striker looks to be a January Hammers option, not Timo Werner or Abrahams or the other one. I don't know, he's at Crystal Palace, isn't he? Olivier Giroud wants a January move away from Chelsea after playing just 33 minutes in the Premier League. And that's bound to interest West Ham. Oh, really? The 34-year-old striker... Sorry, is that... Sorry, I have my glasses. 34 or 84. The 34-year-old striker has slipped further down the pecking order after the arrival of Timo Werner and Kai Havertz. Not many of them. I think many Kai Havertz is anyway, he wants off. He wants another player. Actually, he's not a bad player. But I'll tell you what, if what we want is a mobile striker that's not really in the mould of Sebastian Haller, then probably the old 102-year-old speedster, that is Olivier Giroud, is probably not going to be very high on David Moyes' shopping list. And why? Why would David Moyes go out and buy someone called Olivier Giroud when there is a plethora, a smorgasbord of Dembeles to go and choose from?